Conservatives are calling on the Republican Party to not give in to the political pressure in Washington surrounding the president's Ukrainian phone call. One America's Kara McKinney explains why Joe Biden owns this scandal and not the president.
Hillary Clinton and the DNC hire a foreign national to get dirt on their political rival. Fine. President Trump asks his Ukrainian counterpart to look into credible claims of corruption against the former vice president. Bad. That's the logic Democrats are running with in the House this week. For years, Republicans have warned about Joe Biden and his son's potentially shady business dealings with foreign countries, including the Ukraine. It's a story much like the Jeffrey Epstein scandal and the humanitarian crisis at the border. Democrats would carefully ignore whenever Republicans brought it up, only to turn around and wield it like a club once they find an angle they think can take down President Trump. With that in mind, it's no surprise why Democrats are working so hard to get in front of this story, as President Trump's approval rating continues to hold steady, despite the coordinated efforts from both the mainstream media and the left to take him down before 2020. So what does this all boil down to? What are Democrats accusing the president of? Well, it turns out, not much. For most on the left, there is no clear-cut crime or wrongdoing they can point to, other than vague statements about corruption or quid pro quo, especially as the DOJ has already determined that the call does not violate campaign finance laws. Even a counterterrorism analyst brought on by CNN last week failed to see what all the public outcry was about.
I'm about ready to blow a gasket. I want to ask the Inspector General why it is, again, the responsibility of the intelligence community guys to say, we got to complain about what the president says, and we, the intel guys, have to go report to Congress about what's going on in the White House. The intel guys, last I checked, reported on North Korea and Iran, not on whether the president wants to make a promise to a foreign leader. I am ticked off. This is completely inappropriate.
But of course, none of this matters, because Democrats have always wanted President Trump removed from office, and this provides an easy excuse for them to do so, after spending years priming the American people to falsely believe the president has already sold out to one country and can do so again. So let's break down what the transcript actually says. Strike one for Democrats, there is no obvious threat of withholding aid, and strike two puts the ball firmly back into their court. It shows the president asking his Ukrainian counterpart to work with his DOJ and personal attorney to get to the bottom of Joe Biden's alleged corruption. Here is Biden on video shaking down Ukraine, to use Adam Schiff's words, when he was vice president, in order to have a prosecutor fired who just so happened to be investigating his son at the time.
I said, you're not getting the billion. I'm going to be leaving here. And I think it was, 6 hours? I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And they put in place someone who was solid at the time.
Just last month, Politico ran an investigative piece which unraveled what they say is a decades-long pattern of Biden's relatives politically and financially benefiting from his status in Washington. And yes, much of this help has come from Ukrainian-linked donors over the years. It appears Democrats think they have a monopoly on investigations, especially if it includes a prominent politician and their family's business ties. Kara McKinney, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.